welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about thoughts, overthinking. Are you an overthinker? So you're manifesting, you are in that life, you've accepted that we create with our feelings, which is an energy, which is a frequency, but you cannot help overthinking things. So things come in, you haven't seen this show up in your life, this desire, so you have a lot of thoughts based around the fact that it hasn't shown up. So you're rationalizing, things are flying in at you all of the time, so you're engaging with those thoughts. What happens when we engage with thoughts is they become us, they become part of us. So we identify with those thoughts and we decide that they're fact. So we're pretty much telling our subconscious, this is the facts here, you're dealing with this. So we give the subconscious the facts, and then we try and manifest against that. So I'm just going to tell you a way to just think differently about those thoughts and deal with them differently. You are not your thoughts. I am not my thoughts. Your brain is not designed to help you succeed, it's designed to protect you. So it's going to throw stuff like that at you because it's trying to save you. It considers it's saving you from yourself, basically. But actually, it is not useful when it comes to manifestation. And again, in my own life, I don't use the term manifestation. I just think of everything as vibration. So everything as feeling, everything as my subconscious. My 3D is a reflection of my subconscious mind. What is going on in there? If I'm not seeing something show up, why is that? There's going to be a reason for that. What is that reason? Mostly we get very attached to what we're living now. So the 3D reality, we don't want it, but we're attached to it. And we're attached to it because we keep thinking about it and keep rationalizing it and commentating on it. So we are the narrator, aren't we, of our life? And we're narrating what we can see at the moment and why that's wrong and why this doesn't happen for us. So that's what you need to stop doing, because then your thoughts do you do become one with those thoughts, and we're not one with our thoughts. Our thoughts are actually separate from us. So here's the trick, as just a little visual to do. If you are an overthinker and if you find that this is happening a lot and you are engaging with those negative thoughts, imagine yourself lifting yourself up, so in your head, sort of going up into the sky, I guess, looking down, and all of your thoughts are just whizzing around beneath you. However you want to see that, however works for you. It's a really great way of separating you from your thoughts and realizing they are not you. Yeah, they're going on and they're going to continue to go on, but you do not have to be in there in the eye of the storm. You don't have to be. You can make a decision that I'm going to stop engaging with those thoughts. So you have to, every time you do it, you notice it. Maybe you do this exercise, or you don't like this exercise, or you don't do it, but you remember that you are not your thoughts. And once you identify with those thoughts, or as those thoughts, they become part of you, and so your reality is one based on those thoughts. So you're seeing that reflection because you're constantly engaging with those thoughts that don't serve what you want in life. It doesn't matter what those thoughts are, whatever those thoughts are, just think of them as nonsense, as gibberish, something like that. They're going to be there. There's nothing you can do about that. They're going to be there because that is how we're designed. Mine are there much, much less now. Very rarely do I get the negative stuff coming in. And if I do, I can dismiss it immediately. But I didn't used to be able to. I was a massive overthinker. And that was a real problem with this. And you have to, I think, learning that actually I'm not my thoughts. That's not me. That I am not my thoughts. I am, not the thoughts. So once you stop engaging with them, so having internal conversations based on those thoughts to back up what you're seeing that isn't what you want, that's when you're identifying with those thoughts as those thoughts and they become part of you. Equally though, you can wipe them out in a moment. So you can change that in a moment, change that. So you might be doing that in the moment, then you might think, well, I've been doing that for 10 years, so I'm going to have to work really, really hard to change anything internally now, but it's not cumulative. So you could decide today, oh yeah, that really makes sense. I'm going to start doing that. And then something would have shifted instantly. You're on a different path than you were before you decided to do it. So that the key is realizing I am not my thoughts. My thoughts are separate from me, and finding your way to sort of really accept that. And that, I find that exercise was really great for me, and it's worked for a lot of people. It's a very simple visual. It will help you do that, because you have to know that if you keep engaging with those thoughts on a daily basis, then that is going to be your reality, because that is the vibration that you're in mostly. You are dominant in that because you're constantly engaging with those thoughts that don't serve you and aren't in line with the reality that you want to see. So the internal condition you're creating is one of, I don't have this. So you can only not have that. You can't get it while you're constantly doing that. You might have a little bit of a reprieve and then see a snapshot of that manifestation come in, something small in relation to it, but then you go back to it again and you're doing the same stuff again, so it doesn't ever move anywhere from that point. But that reprieve, if that reprieve is longer, then more will happen. So it's just a case of realizing my thoughts are not me. How am I going to really accept that? What am I going to do? Am I going to carry on engaging with them and making them me, or am I just going to see them as something separate from me? They don't have any power if you don't engage with them. It's only the engagement with them that has the power, because that's what's building a vibration and building that energy. Non-engagement is key, and then when you can start not engaging with them, then from that point you can start making them better, saying things that do help you, not saying I have this already. I mean, you can do that if that works for you, but I wouldn't suggest that. You don't want to build any resistance. Just saying those things that help you stay in a better vibration. So saying positive things to yourself about yourself, that's the best way to go. That really builds a good positive vibration. Even if you don't believe it, it doesn't matter. The words have energy. You don't have to believe those words. If you're saying, I feel good about myself, I feel optimistic, or I'm determined to be optimistic, you don't have to believe any of that stuff. It doesn't make any difference, but those words have power. But when you bring in stuff like, oh, I'm always number one, for example, everybody chooses me. Now, if you're sort of suffering with issues with self-concept, I wouldn't say that, because that's a huge leap, and you're really going to feel resistance there, because you're going to think, well, they don't. So you'll bring in a new vibration, you'll bring in that vibration, you'll bring in that energy. But if you stick to something like, I'm determined to get this, I am determined to feel better about myself, I am determined to feel strong, I'm determined to feel confident. Well, yes, because you can be determined, so there's no resistance there. Those positive affirmations that you say to yourself like that are tremendous, really, because the more you do it, you will notice that you have shifted, that you feel differently. If you did that constantly for a month, for example, you would feel differently at the end of that month. As long as you're not counteracting it all with the crap stuff, that's what you don't want to do. What you're doing is not engage with those thoughts when they come in, accept they're going to be there. They're never going to go anywhere, because I've never managed to eradicate them. That's what we do as human beings. But just see them as separate. As soon as you feel separate from your thoughts, it becomes much, much easier to accept that and to move forward from that point. Okay, I hope this is useful. If you don't know anything about me, I'm a manifesting coach, a mindset coach, and an author.